Hi guys, it's the Ginger Boy back with another video today. I've got another conspiracy video lined up for you today. Today it's a conspiracy that was requested by Siren Head himself, so shout out to Mr. Brett. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the fact that Tupac Shakur is still alive. So the official report is that Tupac Shakur got shot on the 13th of September 1996 when he was driving, or one of his friends was driving, but he was in the car. He was driving away from the Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas. So basically, the last time people saw him was at this Mike Tyson fight, and it was a rival gang member that killed him when he was on his way back home or back to the hotel from this fight. It was actually on I think it was on a pretty main street as well. Like this guy just, I don't know if it was another car like they drove past and just like shot him there, or it was a man just ran off on the path. But you know, it went down as like a gang warfare like murder. But let's get straight into the conspiracy. So first of all, I just want to say that he did attend the Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas, and he did actually get shot. So all the pictures that you'll see online of like the car, they're all real, and it wasn't like a body double that was in the car. So you may be thinking, well, why did he not just like recover and then go back into, you know, being on top of the world? Because at this point he sold like 70 million copies or albums. You know, he was hitting the charts. I don't know about Billboard, but he was like the best rapper at that time, so he was living the life. However, understandably, he knew that if this rival gang had already got to him, they'll get to him again once they realise that he's dead. So the whole theory is that he didn't actually run away because of some like illuminati stuff, or he wasn't abducted by aliens. It was literally just he was a top target for the rival gang. I think he was part of like the outlaw gang, which I don't know if they're like a branch of the Bloods or the Crips, but it's one of them, I think. So obviously Tupac was quickly taken away to the hospital, and where officially he was at the hospital for 7 days being treated, and then after 7 days he did die. But the theory is that he actually escaped. Now his bodyguard, he's actually British. His bodyguard claims to have helped Tupac escape to Cuba from the hospital. So they actually escaped through I don't know, like through a window, or somehow they escaped. I don't know. It wasn't maybe Batman helped. I'm not sure. So the next place Tupac and a couple of his close associates went to was the Navajo tribe in New Mexico. Now the reason that they went to this Navajo tribe, the Navajo tribe is an American tribe, and there's a reservation in New Mexico where they live. And the reason that Tupac went to this tribe was because the FBI couldn't go there. So obviously, after Tupac ran away from the hospital, the FBI officer wanted to speak to him because he got shot, you know. So he had to escape. So obviously, the FBI couldn't go to this Navajo tribe, and I'm not sure if Tupac was friends with the Navajo tribe, like council, or he just kind of hid from them as well. But yeah, so going to this American Indian place kind of meant that the police could get to him, which is pretty smart. So after a couple of days of hiding out on the Indian reservation, Tupac, a couple of his bodyguards, and a Black Panther. Black Panther is I googled it online. It's kind of like an independent SAS. So like they don't work for the government. They're kind of just like hired. They're kind of just like hired SAS people, I guess. So yeah, they got a helicopter and went to Cuba from New Mexico, which is quite a long flight. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm sure if you're running away for your life, then I don't think he's gonna complain. Fellow outlaw gang member, which is the gang that Tupac's member of, his fellow gang member Gaddafi joined Tupac 3 months later after faking his death as well. And these two were actually pictured in Cuba after both their deaths, which is just confusing because they're supposed to be dead, you know. So maybe Cuba's just like a safe haven for these gang members, which is nice. Another close friend of Tupac was also pictured with with Tupac 3 months later, after the official death. Suge Knight, who was I think he was in the car at the time with, I think he was in the car with Tupac the night that he supposedly got shot. Um, so he's really close friends, and I think you guys must have seen this picture before if you've even gone anywhere near this conspiracy theory. It's quite a famous picture, I'd say, because there's a video as well, and like this guy just is Tupac. Because someone like Suge Knight isn't just gonna meet up with a random lookalike in Cuba, you know. It's just a bit dodgy. Suge Knight's actually also been very outspoken in the press that Tupac's alive. He said stuff like he's pointed out that if if Tupac did die, then why is nobody being arrested for murder? Now, a lot of people got away with murder, so that's not really a good point. But he's raised some other good points though, as to why. I know there's quite a good interview on TMC, so if you can find that, it's pretty decent. There's also been a couple of other sightings of Tupac since his death. You could see him in the back of Dutch rapper Chilo's music video, Amsterdam to LA, which Chilo actually confirmed later that it was actually Tupac, and it was quite clear that it was Tupac as well. And this music video was shot, I don't have the date, but it was like a couple of years after Tupac died, so everyone's like, what? And after this music video, people, Chilo's music career kind of ended. Like, he was kind of really big in Europe, but then he kind of died out after this because he admitted that it was Tupac. So some people think that Tupac's really tied into the Illuminati, and because this guy kind of outed Tupac was like, alright guys, we need to end his career, and they did. So a couple of years ago, Snoop Dogg did a performance at Coachella with a hologram of Tupac. Now, a lot of people speculate that this actually wasn't a hologram, and it was actually Tupac in real life, because it didn't really, it kind of looked real, you know. I don't know, holograms look real, but a lot of people speculate that it was actually Tupac that was performing behind a bulletproof glass, like, protective shield, which gave it the glassy look and the kind of shrunken look that it had. So obviously he just disappearing from the world when you're on top of the world, it's still quite tough, you know. Obviously this is all just speculation, but it's quite interesting because like it could literally be him. Like, we're just being told it's a hologram because he didn't, like, there was like a Michael Jackson hologram when he died, and you could kind of tell it was a hologram. But this one looked like a man, you know, and he interacted with Snoop Dogg as well. Like, when Snoop Dogg like looked to him and started doing all these dance moves to him, he kind of repeated them. So like, holograms don't do that, mate. Now, Tupac and Snoop Dogg were actually quite close. I think when he was alive, they were quite close. So Snoop Dogg, a lot of people theorise that Snoop Dogg let him stay in his attic while he was hiding in America, because obviously right now he lives in Cuba, but he came over to America to do this stuff. And then a couple of weeks later, at the BET Awards, Snoop Dogg pictured a Tupac lookalike a couple of seats in front of him. Now, he said it was a Tupac lookalike, and people say that as well, but a lot of people think it's literally Tupac, because trust me, this guy, there's a lookalike and then there's the bloody same person. Like, this, he's Tupac, he just is. And obviously Snoop Dogg's just covering up by saying, oh, look at this lookalike, but he knows it's the real Donny, you know. Now, Tupac's also been pictured with plenty of other musicians and celebrities, including Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rihanna, 50 Cent, and like basically every other top player in the world. It's just so it's crazy, because like all these people aren't taking pictures with lookalikes. Like, nobody cares. Like, celebrities don't just go up to a lookalike and take a picture with them. Like, they don't care. So it's actually Tupac, because the amount of pictures he has with modern day artists is just crazy. Some other really interesting information about this all is that the man who was supposed to cremated Tupac was never actually seen again. Like, so he's just been wiped off the face of the earth. Now, he hasn't been assassinated or anything, but he just doesn't exist because he didn't cremate Tupac because he wasn't cremated. Tupac's social security number was never put onto the death index. Now, when someone dies, it doesn't matter who you are, your social security number goes on the death index. Now, this is in America. I'm not really too sure what a social security number is, but it was never put on the death index. Now, if it was such a public killing, everyone knows or thinks that he's dead. His social security number would be on the death index, but it's not. So clearly, that's a dead giveaway that he's not dead. His close family and friends all have different stories about the ashes. So his mum says that I think she's kept like half the ashes and she scattered some others, or the rest at some memorable spot in LA. His friends say that they smoked his ashes, which is kind of weird. And Suge Knight has other stories. Like literally everyone has a different story. So clearly, they're all lying, because you know if something happened to his ashes, they would all have the same story, surely. Now this fact is actually pretty crazy. So his other stage name was Machiavelli. On a lot of his albums it would say Machiavelli, and a lot of his tours it would say Machiavelli. Now this is the same name as an Italian strategist, obviously called Machiavelli, who staged his own death. So in the past, I don't know when this Machiavelli was, if he was in like the 1800s or whatever, but he staged his own death, and Tupac he named himself after this guy. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just a coincidence that they both maybe have staged their death, but I think it's dodgy, mate, it's dodgy. There's also a man in an LA prison called Tupac Amaru Shakur with exactly the same details. He's the same height as Tupac, he's the same weight roughly as Tupac. Literally, I don't think there's a picture of this prisoner online, but some other YouTuber found this. He found this prison information somehow, I don't know. I'll probably link that to the video in the description. But yeah, literally, how many Tupac Amaru Shakurs are born on that day? Like maybe Tupac isn't even in Cuba. Maybe he's just in prison. He's just been arrested and like held there by people who don't want him to be in the public. This guy in prison could also just, but you can't lie about your name. Like it can't just be an alias that he's just, oh yeah, I'm Tupac. Like nah, it's dodgy. And this is on the official prison system, so maybe like Tupac he was just taken to prison, and the police just said, oh, he's dead, so that people don't riot, you know. Like that actually blows my mind, because he genuinely could be in prison, and like the higher powers just lied to us, saying that he's dead, just so that we don't really care about him anymore. It's mental. The last kind of small conspiracy is that it's quite funny, to be honest, but obviously Tupac Shakur, he died on the 13th of September 1996, and the modern day rapper Playboi Carti was actually born that same day. So a lot of people think that that Playboi Carti is the reincarnation of Tupac. They don't sound the same. They don't even have the same style of rap. Playboi Carti is known for his song Magnolia. I don't know if you know that. That's quite funny, to be honest. I thought I'd say that. It's quite hilarious. That's the end of the video, though, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. It's actually, researching this actually blew my mind. Like, I didn't realise. Like, I don't know. Comment down below whether you think he's in Cuba, or whether he's in prison, or whether he's Playboi Carti. It's actually crazy, some of this stuff. Like, I think personally, I don't know. I want to say he's in Cuba, just because it kind of makes sense that he wanted to run away from like the gang life and stuff like that. But I mean, the guy in prison, I don't understand how you can fake a name and get in prison. Like, they'd find you out, you know, because that's identity theft. That's a crime in itself. So it's mental. Like, comment down below what you think, and leave a like and all that good shit. And I'll see you in the next video.